Okay, guys, we got some news to go over. It is maintenance day, so Epic 7 has dropped a big data dump on us. So let's go check it out and see what's coming to Epic 7. Malaria. We are not calling her Malaria. I know you put ML Aria, but I read Malaria. Holy shit. Are we really going to wind up calling her Malaria? ML Aria? But before we get into today's news, I want to give a big shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Huawei AppGallery. Huawei AppGallery is once again cooperating with Epic 7 to bring you insane discounts, 15, 18, 20, even 30% and more off of your in-game purchases when you use the AppGallery. These promotions are going to run for the next several months. You're going to find coupons and discounts and rewards, all to maximize your responsible dolphin or whale activities. Now, I have an instructional video linked in the description that will show you a step-by-step process for how to get started on these savings, how to get the AppGallery installed on your device and up and running. But if the process still confuses you or you hit a stumbling block, Huawei has invited you to their Discord server. There'll be a link to that in the description as well. And on this server, you're going to find tutorials and a helpful team of people ready to answer your questions. Huawei also runs promotions on a regular basis and also hosts giveaways, so make sure you join that Discord server. So, what's stopping you? Get in there and get those sweet, sweet deals. All right, guys. Daily energy burning event. Daily energy burning event? What have we got here? We have prepared a daily energy burning event to help you power through the upcoming summer heat. Play every day during the event to earn a variety of items. So what have we got here? So it's just a daily web event where the more stamina you spend, the more stuff you get, I guess. And finally, a free unequipped ticket. It's been a while since we've had a free unequipped ticket, right? It feels like it's been a while. Okay, so yeah, just your normal daily login stuff. A little bit of a different spin on a existing standard. So you'll get it from doing Spirit Altar, Ogre Armory, Hunt, and thankfully Rift, because the new Rift is coming soon, and from Side Story. What else do we have? Special weekend buff event. Guys, this weekend's special. There's a buff event. Unlike every weekend we've had for the past 2 months, the buffs are back, and that means Burning Passion packs are back. So we got the traditional buff events, Spirit Altar Gold, and then everything. So just like all the normal ones, and they are doing a special free unequipped buff event because it's special. It's not the fact that it's the last full weekend of the month, and the last full weekend of the months are guaranteed to be free unequipped. So yeah, this isn't special. This is regularly scheduled. We always get free unequip on the last weekend of the month. But the buff event itself is kind of nice. You can go get some more Leafs and Burning Passion packs and get ready for Rift. You might want to consider, if you buy these packs, buying them but not using them, not spending them into the buff event, because you'll notice the word Rift is missing from here. And that's because Rift will be closed after the maintenance and won't open again until the 29th. When Rift goes live. We're going to have like a 1 week downtime for Rift and trying out the new units. So you may want to start saving up your Leafs for that to try to burst your way up and climb the RC ranks to get to the higher Rift levels. What else do we have going on? Epic 7. Lwig and Time Matter drop rate up. Oh my god. So if you've watched some of my guides, you've probably found the usefulness of Time Matter as a solid artifact for Vivian. Very nice PvE artifact. Something you should probably have at least one of if you want to do nasty tricks with Vivian, but please, please, please do not pull on these kind of banners. Just pick up one from the shop with powder if you really want one. Otherwise, just give it a pass. Lwig can be a nice imprint for ML Lwig as well, but guys, this hero, this unit, they are nice, but there are ways to play the game around them without the artifact, without the unit, and so much is heading our way. You're going to want Robin. She's a Rift unit, and you always, always, always want the Rift unit, and she is quasi-limited, and by that I mean her banner is not limited, but by the time her banner is rerun, or by the time her story is activated, or in order for you to get her again, Rift will be almost over. about the only way you'll be able to access the Rift unit again if you miss out on Robin's banner is to do the paid banner activation about 3 or 4 weeks in, or 3 or 4 months in that they usually do. So you're gonna have to pay money to get a chance to pull Robin in time for Rift to be over. So I really think you need to not go willy-nilly with your Skystones on these ancient old units. Even if time matter is slowing you down, just find other ways to do it, guys. And what else do we have? Oh, guys, Lua and Spatio-Temporal Fan. Lua used to be one of the strongest RTA units in the game. She was wildly difficult to beat, but she's gotten power crept out. If you the one of the first units that sent all of the content creators to Stove en masse saying, nerf this unit. If you release her as is, she's going to ruin the game. And she was every bit as bad as we expected her to be, and then they power crept her, if you can believe it. So yeah, she's not very good anymore. And Spatio-Temporal Fan, it's nice mostly because of the effectiveness boosts and the ability to stealth. One of the unit on the team is a secondary bonus, so it's really nice on Sea Phantom Politis, but Sea Phantom Politis has other alternative artifacts that work in place of this. Not worth your Skystones, guys. Do not put your bookmarks into Lua or Spatio-Temporal Fan unless she is waifu for you and you just can't live without her. Then you gotta do what you gotta do. Remember, maintenance is tonight. We'll be having our post-maintenance podcast with special guests. Of course, I'm Sue. And also we will be having Kana and Anyo as well on the cast tonight, so make sure you join us tonight for a podcast to get everybody's opinion on the current state and future state of Epic 7. Let me see, 522 update contents. This is the big one, guys. This is what is going on tonight. Let's take a look at what we have in store for you in this week's update. The update will be provided, blah, blah, blah. 1 minute summary. Let's go. There she is, guys. Malaria. Damn, that's some bounce. Holy. So ML Aria is the next ML5 unit. She will come out on June the 5th, if I'm not mistaken. And we'll get into whether or not you should pull for her or not. She is part of the Natalon High School story arc, but she is the committee member responsible for order at Shadewood High. So maybe an expansion on the Natalon High universe as well.
Essential matters. Should have stayed in the Night's Lane, darling.
She's so cool.
Then again, who am I to say? You don't know who I am? Well, that tells me you haven't been naughty.
Guys, I can't tell you how hyped I am for Robin. She was, as soon as I saw her, she was my favorite damn unit in the new Origin series. So very excited for Robin to come out. Robin is dropping on 5/29, the same date Rift goes live, and Robin is a fire elemental hero. So it is pretty effing clear that Robin is going to be the Rift unit. Now, does that mean she's only going to be used for Rift and nowhere else like Kayn? Probably not. They saw how unhappy we were that they gave us Kayn, one of the coolest, most edgy husbandos ever, and that as soon as Rift was over, so was Kayn's job, and he serves no purpose in the game whatsoever anymore. They've tried to buff him, but it just doesn't work. It hasn't worked. And then they did a little better with Wukong, where after Rift was over, Wukong still had some jobs. Not a lot of jobs, but he's still really good in Expedition and the occasional RTA. And then they came out with Fene, and they maybe went a little overboard with Fene. Even though Rift is going away, people that still have Fene are still going to use Fene in tons of places. She is arguably the best PvE unit in the game. So I don't think that just because Robin is a Rift unit, that means that's going to be the only place she's used. I would expect to see her branch out into other aspects of the game.
You haven't been naughty.
And there it is, guys. Rift Season 4, Molten Acalypton. Molten Acalypton. That's a mouthful. So this this lovely hunk of massive muscle and bone is our next Rift unit, and Rift starts the same day as Robin's banner goes live. Okay, so they're changing the notification center, or notification center feature is being added. So, you know what? I'm okay with that. That's fine. Quality of life, always welcome. Keyboard shortcuts are added for each content type on the PC client. If only they would allow us to, I don't know, set some hotkeys, but this, you know, to program them ourselves so that we could say, click on this spot and bind that to the letter G. So this is kind of nice for people that, you know, don't like having to go around and click on everything with their mouse, that they will have ways to use the keyboard. It looks like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to access this right side board, and then S, P, and E for Secret Shop, Epic Pass, and events. And there's some stuff at the top too. So that's kind of nice. If it's reassignable, that's great. I still wish they would allow us to keybind specific spots on the keyboard. That would make shop refreshing so much easier. Mother God, if they actually put keys, if they actually have added keybinds to the secret shop, massive, massive W for Smilegate. But if they don't keybind to the secret shop, then it just feels like it was so close to a home run. But we'll have to see. Tooltip display improvement. Okay, so I guess they are just rewording some things to clean it up a little bit. Okay, again, quality of life always welcome. Yep, less text, less reading. I like less reading. Lwig and Lua, skip and skip. Hey, there's a Charlotte. There's a Charlotte. You know what? Forget pulling Robin. Why would you pull Robin when you could pull Charlotte for all the nuns of places you get to use Charlotte? Actually, there's one reason you'd pull on Charlotte. Elbrus Ritual Sword. So it does mean Elbrus Ritual Sword's going to make a return to the powder shop. If you want more Elbruses, Elbri, whatever the plural is to Elbrus, it is a powerhouse artifact even in a post-mortem meta, but really the flavor de jour is definitely Robin. And remember, we are rolling into summer, so always hold back a little bit, because when the summer units drop, there will be 2 of them, plus the rerun for Frida. Those will all be limiteds, and you want to make sure that you've got the bookmarks to survive the summer season. Oh my God, the biggest, most massive chest in the game is on banner with ML Aria. Isn't that crazy? G-Perg by far and away has the largest chest in Epic 7. Gotcha. But Aria is there looking fantastic. Disciplinary Prefect Aria. That's going to hit right for a few people, I know. Yeah, is she a must pull? We'll get into that in a little bit here. And that's it, guys. That is our update. At least from the video. Let's see what else we have going on in the update content. So, again, Lua's Lua Temporal Fan, unless she's waifu and you just have to have her because you're a collector, she is a hard pass. Lwig, again, unless you're a collector, he is a hard pass. His artifact is useful in some PvE, but wholly replaceable. You can pass on that. Other improvements. So, category of certain packs on sale will be adjusted. 5 renewal packs will be added. Oh, 5 renewed rank up packs. Remember, I was like, why are they getting rid of the rank up packs? Well, this is why. They were freshening them up so they could sell them again. So new rank up packs. Rank up packs are usually really good value. We'll have to see what the pricing on it is and look at the whole pack, but pound for pound, if you want to spend money, usually rank up packs are worth it. And these look like they are loaded with bookmarks and summons. Okay, for the PC only, keyboard shortcuts will be added. This, if you play on an emulator, you're not going to see this. This is PC client only. If you're on an emulator, you got to assign your own key bindings. Assigned shortcuts can be viewed from setting, and pressing Alt will display shortcuts available on the current screen. So you can press Alt to see these, otherwise they'll be invisible, and that's nice, less clutter. Due to the expansion of battle content, the battle menu will be divided into permanent, seasonal, and event to enhance accessibility. Okay, sure. I guess. they worked really hard to clean up the submenus and make them, make fewer submenus, but I guess we're going back to bloating with submenus again. Hopefully it is smooth, I guess. This is better, not gonna lie. Hopefully it's better. Hopefully it's better. We'll see. Notification center will be added to the lobby right up here, and just gonna spam you about all the things that you've got to do and have yet to do, so that's kind of nice. Fewer people going, oh crap, I forgot to claim XYZ before it ended. Up to 3 notifications, Heart of Orbis, level, okay. A new energy item that can be purchased with Rob and regular coupon will be added to the normal shop. The quick battling feature can now be used in episode stages that support repeat battling. Whoa, the quick battling feature can now be used in episode stages that support Holy crap, look what they snuck in there, guys. We can quick battle adventure now. Huge. You can quick battle your AI your AP farming. You can quick battle. Oh, that is fan-freaking-tastic. Love it, love it, love it. Friendship points cannot be obtained when using quick battling, so something to note. If you're, don't go quick battling your eulogy for a saint team. Players can now use guardians in both expeditions and automation tower. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Everybody autos expedition, and pretty much everybody autos auto tower, but at guardians in expedition tower, you know who this matters for is new people who are trying to do it for the first time. They're trying to clear their expedition so that they can do the go for the higher levels. They're trying to finish off their auto tower and they can't quite get it. So having guardians and expedition auto tower, not going to change the game much for veteran players who've got this crap locked down on auto, but for newer and climbing players, this is a really, really nice quality of life. Device effects will not be triggered when using the guardians. Good to know. A new tutorial category will be added to the Orbis guide. Again, that's nice. So, there's a whole lot of win in this other category that I think a lot of people might have missed if they glazed it over. Improvements. The skill description of Charon skill and a 3-star pockets will be okay. So no functional changes, just cleaning up text. Improvements will be made to some skill descriptions. Yeah, removing text. That's nice. Redundant passive cooldown text will be simplified. Again, nice. The term additional damage and fixed damage will be unified as additional damage. Good, because that was confusing. And miscellaneous description. Okay, so basically just they're going to try to fix it so it doesn't feel like you're reading a novel every time you see a damn skill. Because that has been an ongoing complaint, is that it seems like you've got to read for 15 minutes just to get through everybody's skills. Adjustments. An intermittent issue where held difficulty mission during a session could not progress when using 4 heroes specific element will be fixed. It's great. An issue where 5-star hero Dizzy's gamma for all the people who have Dizzy will be fixed. An issue where certain episode 1 illustrations appears unacquired in the art journal will be fixed. This is one where people were saying, hey, this is an issue. Where's my illustrations? An issue where battles could not be ended during repeat battling will be fixed. This is one where we did submit up, where people were getting trapped, literally just had to close and restart the game in order to get out. An intermission issue where owned illustrations were deleted, basically similar to this one. An issue where the entire limit for certain stages in Basar's Hero Story is displayed as 0. Wow, okay. An issue where Blessing of Healing item appears only in Guild Captain Shop on the Japan server will be fixed. An issue where certain graphics were displayed abnormal will be fixed. Certain UI text adjustments. An issue where Where is the fix for people who can't complete specialty changes because the specialty changes need you to do stages that you can only do once and can't repeat? Why are they leaving specialty changes broken? We've got at least 4 different specialty changes that you can't complete. For the love of God, Smilegate, how many times do we have to run this issue up? It is frustrating as hell for new players to be told, do a specialty change, then they go and do it. They can't figure out how to do it. They ask, and they get told, oh yeah, that's been broken for months. I guess Smilegate will fix it someday when they care. That's the kind of stuff that makes people want to quit the game. And it's important because this impacts new and growing players the most. Fix this issue for the love of heckin' God, Smilegate. And that's it. So I am a little bit left feeling a little bit lacking. I know we're in a down cycle. I know Smogate does these down cycles, but where is our Constellation event? Where is our 10 loner units for RTA? Where is any kind of announcement for the World Cup and some insight as to whether or not people who were disqualified last year are going to be allowed this year? There's a lot that's kind of missing from this, and hopefully they bring the fire, because we're rolling into June and so many new games are rolling out in June that a lot of people who came to Epic 7 for something new, fresh, hype, and exciting are going to explore other options, and customers lost are hard to get back. So I really hope that we see a big uptick and some pickup in June, because yeesh, this feels a little bit thin. I know we got Rift, and Rift is great content and all that, but they need to keep the hype going. I'm worried about the slowdown. What else have we got in today's announcements? Temporary maintenance for certain content completed. Okay, so that was something that they fixed and did. This is something I'm going to touch in because it's kind of a sore topic right now, but the Epic 7 board game compensation for unreceived or damaged products. So the Epic 7 board game is something that had been kickstarted years ago, like right around the drop of the pandemic. I'll go ahead and read this to you. First, we would like to sincerely apologize for the disappointment and inconvenience caused over a long period due to issues that arose during the production and shipping of the Epic 7 board game. The Epic 7 arise by the Kickstart publisher Farside Games, despite your enthusiastic support and anticipation during the funding campaign. So, Farside Games was the Kickstarter who was managing this product. Epic 7 basically licensed the product, the IP, to them so they could make this game based on a Kickstarter. Epic 7 Arise successfully met its funding goal and then some. The funding goal was blown away. Production seemed to be proceeding smoothly at first, however, COVID-19 pandemic arose, major delays in production, inconvenienced errors, didn't get any last night, all the things that could have gone wrong. The English and Korean versions of the board game were shipped. That worked out. But the final productions of the German, French, and Spanish versions did not see completion. Because of this, some heirs could not receive their products properly, and even those who did may have experienced issues with the products or were unable to request exchanges, as in they showed up damaged or incomplete, resulting in continued inconvenience. Yeah, imagine spending money on a Kickstarter only to get a broken, partially complete, or not get anything at all. We recognize the deep responsibility we bear for not living up to the expectations of heirs who put their trust in Epic 7 IP and waited patiently years. We waited years and continuously sought other ways of offering meaningful assistance. However, Farside Games, the board game company in charge of funding the campaign, holds the authority and responsibility over shipping, exchanges, and refunds. Because remember, they just licensed the name to Farside Games. Farside Games was the one who was creating and promoting and shipping and taking your money. The money didn't go to Epic 7, the money went to Farside Games. So it was a challenge for us to provide realistic solutions, given that we're not directly contracting party for the production delivery of the game. Although we made continuous attempts to contact Farside Game, including sending them certified documents demanding fulfillment of the contract, they ghosted them. They dono-walled them. Farside Games just totally ignored them, and then the company shut down. So they took the money and ran, guys. How many times we heard this story? The Kickstarter who takes the money, closes up shop, and disappears and leaves you kind of holding the bag. Valuing the trust of our heirs who support Epic 7 IP, we've discussed ways to provide meaningful support within the limits of what is possible. They can't offer you a refund. They did not take your money. Farside Games took your money, and Epic 7's got egg on their face because they did contract through them, but it's kind of a rough situation for them. As a result, we have prepared the following compensation plan for heirs who either did not receive their products or discovered defects in their products that were received. If you wish to receive compensation, please prepare your purchase details and supporting documentations and follow the instructions to submit your applications below. And there's the compensation periods, roughly an entire month, all this stuff. And this is what you can get based on how much you spent, what you bought. Did you buy the custom dice? Did you get the add-on for the Acolyte sets? And, you know, they're offering several thousand Skystones as compensation. They are very specific that the where is it down here, that the Please note that this compensation is a support measure from Epic 7. It is not a legal refund or settlement. They're basically leaving the door open for you to sue Farside Games for stealing your money, is what they're doing here. And this is their statement, so that if you or a class action or Smilegate themselves decides to take action against Farside can't say, will you offer a refund in the form of Skystone, so there's nothing for us to return. So it's a little bit of legalese letting you know that this is not restitution for your money spent. This is Smilegate trying to do something nice for the people who got fucked over, and it was out of Smilegate's control. They just chose a bad company, and a company that was disreputable, and took the money and ran to make the board game, and now they kind of feel bad about it. Yeah, it does show that they have lawyers looking at the things they post. So anyway, if you want to send in your receipts, you can get it, but apologize for the inconvenience. It's a big disappointment for the people who really wanted this Arise board game, who spent money supporting it. We've seen it 1,000 times. How many YouTube videos have we seen on, I supported this MMO, I put thousands of dollars into it, and then they disappeared and stole my money. It's not an uncommon thing. Let's see what the comments say. So if I get this right, Smilegate basically has to shrug and say, money's gone and it's gone, like in South Park. And now they're trying to compensate backers with this made-up in-game currency they can generate endlessly no real cost themselves. Correct, to a point. You're making it sound like Smilegate's taking your money and running, and they're not. Smilegate got nothing out of this. The money, the percentage of the money that was supposed to go to Smilegate, I'm sure Smilegate didn't get that. The money that went to the game to make the game, the guys who closed up shop and ran and are dono walling Smilegate and not talking to lawyers, they get to keep that and run. Smilegate can try to sue them, but here's the thing, guys. If a company goes Chapter 7, or whatever it is, where this company is, whatever the equivalent of it is, there's a legal phrase for it, I think, but it's basically unprosecutable. When you're talking about a civil case, and a civil case is when you're going after them for money, for restitution of money. If there is no money, they can't be sued. You can't sue a broke person for money. Now, if you want to criminally sue them and try to get CEOs put in jail and shit, you can do that, but that doesn't restore money. So that's difficult. So I know sometimes I come off as a little bit of a white knight, and sometimes I come off as a little bit of a doom poster, and in this case, I'm going to be more white knight than doom poster. We have all made bad decisions. We have all hired a contractor who looked good on paper and then did a shitty job, and we've had to hire other people to fix the problems. So what Smilegate's done here is these guys promised, we will do a Kickstarter. We will crowdsource the money. We will make this game. You will get a percentage of the money, and it's going to be great, and everyone's going to love it, and it's going to promote your brand. And then they completed it and did it for global and for Asia, and then the pandemic hit them so hard that they kind of half-assed it and got a few of the ones out for Germany, France, and Spain. They were broken, they were incomplete, they weren't, there was quality control issues, and a lot of people just didn't get it, and then they closed up shop and are ignoring certified letters and dono walling phone calls and contact. And Smilegate's like, what more can we do? We can't make this game from scratch. We don't have the resources here. We don't 3D print this stuff. We can't make this game. There's not a lot they can do except keep pushing on their end. And hopefully Smilegate does take legal action. I'm sure they are looking at it, but I can't say for sure. But it's nice that they aren't just saying, hey, we got had just like you guys. We both lost money. Sucks to suck. It's the risk you take when you do a Kickstarter. At least they're stepping up and saying, we know it stings. There's nothing we can really do about it. We can't just give you the money because we didn't even get the money. It would be taking an even bigger bath on our end to refund you money that we never received. And if we refunded money that we never received, it would also harm our ability to go after them legally. So instead, we're going to give you some Sky Stones, and not just some. In some cases, tens of thousands of Sky Stones. Well, not tens of thousands, but over 10,000 Sky Stones. We're going to give you a pile of Sky Stones to try to take the edge off, be very clear that this is just us doing a nice customer service thing, doing a nice customer satisfaction thing, and in no way offering you a legal refund or settlement. to leave the door open so that hopefully Smilegate or some other third party can rip these guys a new legal asshole, and we'll just have to see how that pans out. But those of you who are really sad that you didn't get your board game, I'm sorry, you're probably never going to get your board game. I wish I had better news on that. So anyway, yeah, it is what it is, guys. I wish I had better news on that. And if you were caught in the middle of it, that's always one of the dangers of supporting a Kickstarter. More often than not, it turns out for the best, but you always have to understand that you are taking a risk when you're financially backing a project prior to completion. There's always a chance that the company can be disreputable or can fall on hard times and just fold, and your investment will vanish with them. Does this have anything to do with the ML Luna figurine? I don't believe so. I think this is just about the board game. No, there's nothing in here about the Luna figurine. But that's it, guys. That is the news for tonight. I hope you will join us for the podcast tonight. We'll be joined by Kana and Anyo, as well as my second chair, I'm Sue. And we'll be discussing all of the things that we went over, as well as the new units and their potential in the game. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You guys have a great rest of your week.